There's an eagle nest set up in the swamp as Georgia Southern has come to Gainesville. And we're here with them, and you are tailgating with WTOC.
The Eagles can make a statement tomorrow.
And a win there would be a monumental step for this program.
They're on their way to the FBS by way of Gainesville, and the Gators are as much target as opponent.
This is our national championship, really.
The final impression of this season could be the first step toward next season, a move to the future of Georgia Southern football, a declaration of a rival that could not have come from any of the previous 10 games.
It's something that even all the great teams that have played here before us haven't been able to do yet, is beat an FBS team, a 1A team.
For Georgia, it's time to refocus and regroup after Auburn's miracle on the Plains. A shot the Dogs didn't see coming that has changed where they're going. There are still memories to be made as the final touches are put on the 2013 season, and we'll get you ready for it on Tailgating with WTOC.
Good evening and welcome to Tailgating with WTOC. We are coming to you from the rowdiest place in Gainesville, Florida, a little place called the Swamp. I'm Tim Guider alongside Dal Kennedy and a few friends from Statesboro.
It is a beautiful November night in Florida, but it is safe to say the Eagle has landed in Gainesville.
Absolutely. They have got an Eagle party here tonight. They had 90 people reply that they were coming to this, and they got a lot more than that here now.
They are coming in. It seems like they're still coming in the back, so we're going to have a great time tonight.
Well, I tell you what, you would think that the season is just starting with the excitement that we have here, not ending. Final game of the season tomorrow for the Eagles.
Well, and a lot of people have had this game circled on their calendar since the end of last season or the start of this season. Looking forward to this. Not only is the biggest game of the year, but the last one of an era.
Exactly. You know, it's not very often that Georgia Southern knows where and when they're going to play for the final time in a season. They knew this. They've been looking forward to it for a lot of reasons. This is a statement game for Georgia Southern. They win this, and they establish themselves on the level that they're going to next year.
And certainly it opens the door to the venue, the arena where they're going to be next year in the FBS spotlight, but it also draws that national attention playing the biggest stage. When you talk about playing an SEC school, that's plenty of attention on a Saturday afternoon.
Exactly. Well, Georgia Southern will do that 2 o'clock tomorrow at the other swamp that's down the block. This is a restaurant called the Swamp, and we're here with the Georgia Southern fans. You know, these teams have a little history against each other. They've played a couple times before.
You go back to the early days, 1986, as well as 1996, the early days of Georgia Southern football, and that one of the first games on this national stage, and they did well.
In 86, the Eagles were in that game longer than anybody gave them credit for. It turned out to be 38-14 Florida, but that was a closer game than that score. Georgia Southern was between back-to-back national championships at that time, represented themselves very well. Then 10 years later, score was not as close, but Florida was in the national championship season that year. That was actually a season that Georgia Southern played both national champions, the FBS and FCS, because they played Marshall later in the year.
That was as they were coming into the Southern Conference. Those were the early days as Marshall was leaving and hitting before they moved up to the FBS. So we're in the similar situation where they were back then.
Exactly. Well, once again, the Eagles have been waiting for this game all year. Coach Jeff Brunken says they're ready to play it.
These guys, for as long as they've played football, have dreamed of playing in games like this, the biggest stadiums against the best teams, and this is their opportunity to do that. And this is a BCS opponent, as high a level football as you can get. They play great football in a great conference, and a win there would be a monumental step for this program.
Yeah, a monumental step for this program. It certainly would be to beat Florida, even in a down year. They're still the University of Florida.
You're talking about the SEC, the preeminent stage of stages when you talk about BCS football.
All right, well, we might have mentioned that Georgia Southern has never won one of these FBS games, but they've been close in several of them. They've got a history of playing these FBS teams tight.
You look back on the teams, even the SEC teams.
Exactly.
You look back to playing Auburn, where they were leading at halftime against Florida State, leading in the fourth quarter.
1988, number 3 Florida State. Georgia Southern's leading that game in the fourth quarter, and then, as you said, 3 years later, they went to Auburn and had a lead at halftime of that game. Now, in 1999, the Eagles went out to Oregon State. A lot of people expected Georgia Southern to win that game. They were very good that year, and they were on the road against a tough Oregon State team. That went right down to the wire, a 48-41 contest. And then just 3 years ago, went up to Navy, a game that could have turned on one play, 13-7, Eagles in it to the end. Well, we'll find out a little bit later what we think about today's game, tomorrow's game, whether the Eagles will be in that one to the end. But right now, Dal is standing by with one of the many fans that joined us here tonight.
All right, Tim, I'm over here talking with Rick Bean, one of the longtime boosters from the Savannah area, the Greater Savannah Alumni Network. Did I get the new name right?
Well done, Dal. Well done.
Now, as close as you guys are to Statesboro, what does the club do? What does the group do maintaining that network of alumni, new alumni, folks who graduated years ago? How does all that work together?
Our purpose as the Alumni Network in Savannah is just to pull everybody together with any affiliation with Georgia Southern, whether they be alumni, just a booster, or someone who just supports Georgia Southern. As everybody in Savannah knows, we get together 10 times a year. On the fourth Thursday of the month, we get together. If we have a viewing party, whether it be a coach's corner, flip-flops, anywhere, just an opportunity to get together and support Georgia Southern.
What about this crowd tonight? This is pretty good get-together, isn't it?
This place is amazing. This is the happiest I've ever been in Gainesville.
All right, Rick, thanks. Tim, back to you.
Well, this trip to Gainesville, this game against Florida means everything to all the Georgia Southern players. When we come back on Tailgating with WTOC live from Gainesville, we're going to meet a couple players to whom it might mean the most.
Tailgating with WTOC is sponsored by Ken Nugent. One call, that's all. Georgia Southern. And by your local Ford dealer. Go further. Visit shopfordnow.com.
Get Black Friday pricing now at the H.H. Gregg Pre-Black Friday sale. Save up to 35% on appliances. Samsung front-load steam washers and dryers, $5.99 each. This Samsung French door refrigerator, $9.99. Plus this LG 55-inch LED TV, just $6.99. And this 19-inch LED TV, only $88. Hurry into H.H. Gregg for the Pre-Black Friday sale before November 23rd. This holiday season, H.H. Gregg has the best deals.
It is a university and a community. It is the roar of a crowd and the hush of nature. It is research focus, a creative spirit. It is a beginning, a lifetime of memories. It is true blue. It is life-changing. We are Georgia Southern University. Join us.
My car accident, the insurance company offered me a tiny little settlement that wouldn't even pay my hospital bill. I said, I'm not falling for that. I'm calling Ken Nugent.
I made the insurance company pay her a lot more than their original offer. Don't let your insurance settlement go up in smoke. Call me right now.
Ken took care of everything. He found out my case was really worth $250,000.
I'm attorney Ken Nugent. Now, I can't guarantee what your case is worth, but if you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. One call, that's all.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
Broadway's Cirque Dreams dazzles the country with its latest holiday spectacular. Over 300 costumes and 20 acts make Cirque Dreams Holidays a perfect family treat, says the New York Daily News. It's talent by the sleigh load.
One night only, November 27th at the Johnny Mercer Theater. For tickets, visit BroadwayInSavannah.com.
Welcome back to Tailgating with WTOC live from Gainesville. Tim Guider and Dal Kennedy, and we've got a good crowd of Eagle fans here.
Listen, the one thing you can say about the Eagles, they travel well.
They're traveling well. They're here for tomorrow's 2 o'clock game between Georgia Southern and Florida, a game that means a lot to all the Georgia Southern players, but especially the seniors.
Certainly, you think about the guys who've been to the semifinals 3 years in a row. This is their final year. They are leading the legacy heading into FBS. They want to finish this on a strong note for them especially.
Well, there's another group of players it means a lot to. There are 14 players on the Georgia Southern roster from Florida. And 2 of them, one who will be on the field tomorrow, this is a very special homecoming for him.
Every step of Kyle Obeck's football career has been leading to where he'll be tomorrow.
It's going to be awesome. It's a great experience.
The Georgia Southern linebacker considers Gainesville home, and the Swamp, where the Eagles will play Florida tomorrow, the ultimate game destination, a fittingly symbolic finish line for his college career.
Playing high school ball in the stadiums 5 minutes from where we play, you know, that's always what you want. That's your goal. That's what you want to strive to achieve as a high school player. That's the highest level, and Florida's a great program, great team.
The Gators were an Obeck's team. He moved to Gainesville when he was in the 8th grade and grew up a Penn State fan. But he and his brother Kurt, a freshman on Southern's scout team, did get caught up in the excitement in Gainesville.
You know, we weren't big Gator fans, and then 4 years in high school, there's 4 national championships won, 2 football, 2 basketball. So it was a fun town to grow up in, definitely. It's definitely home. You know, my mom lives there, and my grandma lives in Ocala, which is where we're staying before the game. So it's home to us. So all my buddies are going to be there and stuff. So it's gonna be a fun time.
Kurt will be in the stands enjoying the homecoming, but also his big brother's final game.
I'm excited. It's going to be sick. It means a lot to me because it means a lot to him.
And for one Saturday, the setting will mean almost as much as the game itself.
100,000 plus fans. It's going to be loud and orange and blue, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great experience.
Well, Kyle had a lot of friends who were Florida season ticket holders while they were here. He got to go to several games during Florida's championship seasons. Also want to mention Jerick McKinnon's brother played for the University of Florida. There'll be a little bit of family rivalry in play tomorrow. Well, Dal is back out inside this energetic crowd. Dal, who you got?
One of the folks you might know from a Georgia Southern home game yelling, "Move the chains." Doc Holzenbach is the leader of that group. Doc, as we think back 20 years playing in the SoCon, what are some of the memories as we leave the SoCon? And let's leave the refs out of it.
Pocadella. The Ice Bowl where the overalls originally came from, and App State, and the run at Chattanooga with Adrian Peterson has got to be the classics.
Let me brag a little bit on this guy. Since football restarted at Georgia Southern, this man's missed 3 games. Man, there are people who, would do that in a season. But listen, thank you for the support. Tim, let's throw it back to you. What else do we have?
Well, the Georgia Bulldogs are back on the field tomorrow after an absolute heartbreaker last week at Auburn. When we come back, we're going to hear how Jamie Dean reacted to it. Join us back here on Tailgate with WTOC.
Settle for only one day of Black Friday deals when Hyundai's Black Tag clearance event is going on right now. Elantra, Sonata, Santa Fe, Tucson, Genesis. All Black Tag price for immediate delivery. Leases starting at only $139 a month. Or get 0% APR for 72 months. Or no payments until 2014. Or get $2,000 in bonus cash. It's the best time of the year to buy your new Hyundai. Go to buyhyundai.com today and find a local Hyundai dealer in Savannah or Hilton Head near you.
So I told Rebecca there's no better time to switch to Alltel. She gets 3 months free. She's saving a ton of money.
Looks like she's already putting that money she's saving to good use.
Yes, she certainly is.
Mm-hmm.
So she bought a new outfit, and you two are drooling all over yourselves.
No, she took Brazilian jiu-jitsu lessons.
Oh.
Should we check him for a pulse? Or?
He's fine.
It's the most wonderful time to switch to Alltel. Get free activation on all smartphones and 3 months free on additional lines.
While you celebrate, at Smithfield, we slow smoke. While you share, we slow smoke. While you savor, we slow smoke. You keep doing what you're doing, and we'll keep doing what we've been doing for generations, creating the one and only Smithfield ham. Flavor hails from Smithfield.
Now through Monday, it's Hilton Head Hyundai's Black Friday event. For a limited time, get the biggest deals of the year and drive a new 2013 Hyundai Sonata GLS for $17,999. And now through December 2nd, receive a tablet or TV when you purchase a new vehicle. Massive doorbuster savings now through Cyber Monday. Only at Hilton Head Hyundai at the New River Auto Mall on Highway 278, exit 8 at I-95. Or visit HiltonHeadHyundai.com. We have it all at the New River Auto Mall.
Welcome back to Tailgating live from Gainesville. You know, we're here in Florida, but some Georgia Bulldogs are still nursing a broken heart from what happened at Auburn last week.
Exactly. That one play at the very end of it, I think the entire SEC was watching at the end of that game, and it definitely impacted everything that's going to happen this Saturday.
Well, like just about every Georgia fan, Jamie Dean's heart broke a little bit last week. He's trying to put it together and hope for a strong finish to the season.
You know, it's perfect that I'm here at Second Harvest with this shipment of onions, because I can say I'm crying because of the onions, not because of the devastating loss that we suffered at Auburn last week. You know, sometimes your team will suffer a loss that is just gets you right in the gut. What makes me feel better, I come down here and make a donation to America's Second Harvest. Today is my last board meeting as the sitting president of the food bank this year, which kind of reminds me of senior night coming up in Athens this week. You know, we got a lot of seniors going between the hedges for their last game Saturday night against Kentucky. The word is that there might be a blackout for Aaron Murray, and speaking of Aaron, you gotta just hate it for him the way we lost at Auburn. He brought us back from the brink. Couldn't believe 20 down in the fourth quarter and we really had a chance to win it, but sometimes that's how the ball bounces. I tell you what I'm looking forward to, our Georgia Southern Eagles going down to Gainesville. Now, wouldn't that be something if we could beat those Gators 2 times in 1 year? I got my fingers crossed, and I hope they play good. Garrison Smith is a good friend of mine. He's a senior this year. Aaron Murray, I hope we go out with a victory for him. We still got the game in Atlanta against the Bridge Builders. This year's not over yet. Y'all get down to Second Harvest, make a donation. 'Tis the season to give to others. Until next time, go Dogs.
Well, good to hear Jamie has the Eagles back as well, rooting for them down here against Florida. You know, Bulldogs back on the field tomorrow for what you would think is a get-well game against Kentucky, coming in winless in the SEC, but sometimes they play the Dogs pretty tight.
It is the SEC. Remember that. Look back at Vanderbilt and what they've done this season. You know, any given Saturday, but certainly the Dogs want to get through Kentucky, get everybody well rested, and focus on Grant Field and Georgia Tech next week.
Oh, and they are out of contention in the SEC. He's playing for bowl position, but they're also playing a very special Senior Day game tomorrow. And Coach Mark Richt says it will be a very special one because of his senior quarterback.
The thing I'll miss about him the most is just, you know, how much he loves football, how much he loves his team. I don't know if he's ever said anything about himself since he's been here. He deflects all credit to his teammates, and even when it comes to records, he's sincerely more concerned about winning than he is about records. You know, records came because of the excellence and the longevity.
Well, the 52nd consecutive start of Aaron Murray's Georgia career, and the final one at home. A couple of other games to look at tomorrow. Not the biggest games on the slate. Alabama A&M travels to Tech.
And Paul Johnson certainly wanted to finish on a strong note and get ready for Georgia coming to town the week after.
And then Coastal Carolina will be up at the University of South Carolina. Now, the Gamecocks, they're done with their SEC season. They're sitting back and waiting. If Missouri loses one more time, Carolina is going to the SEC championship game. When we come back on Tailgating with WTOC, we're going to see how the Eagles and Gators match up.
This NFL game break is brought to you by McDonald's, where the McRib sandwich is back for a limited
McRib
time.
is back.
Tender, juicy.
That's like getting 37 yards on a 4th and 1.
No, it's like running the I formation out of the wishbone.
No. That's like getting a 2-point conversion when you're up by 9. That's like going long on your 1-yard line.
That's like lining up, trips right against a cover 2, calling an audible to a post route, and hitting the slot receiver for an 80-yard score.
McRib is back at McDonald's. Real pork, really awesome.
Nothing beats a 60-inch sharp Aquos LED TV with state-of-the-art technology, except, of course, this Rooms-to-Go Ultimate TV package with beautiful sectional ottoman TV console and this 60-inch sharp Aquos TV. Imagine all of this furniture, all that sharp Aquos color, just $1,999. Really? $19.99, only at Rooms-to-Go. Wow!
It is a university and a community. It is the roar of a crowd and the hush of nature. It is research focus, a creative spirit. It is a beginning, a lifetime of memories. It is true blue. It is life-changing. We are Georgia Southern University. Join us.
Hi, welcome to Toyotathon. How can I help?
I'm buying a car today.
We've got a big selection. Which one?
No clue. Thought I'd surprise myself. Excuse me, what are you buying today?
A Corolla. We're getting a RAV4.
I'm getting a Camry. A lot of choices. Let's keep it rolling. What about you?
Now lease the all-new, redesigned 2014 Toyota Corolla L for just $159 a month. That's $159 a month for 36 months. Toyota-thon is on, our biggest event of the year. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Tailgating. We are counting down to tomorrow's 2 o'clock game between Georgia Southern and the University of Florida. Dow, these teams share something in common this year, and it's not what either wanted. Both are banged up.
You're talking about crutches and boots and lots of folks out for the season. If you combine the starters from Florida, the starters and backups from Georgia Southern that are out for the season, they would fill up a sideline for a squad.
The Eagles have lost 16 players for the season. Florida has lost the starter and backup at several positions up and down their lineup, several All-Americans, but the backups are going to go at it pretty hard tomorrow.
It's going to be equal footing as if you think about it. Now, if Georgia Southern could have played this Florida team with their Week 1 team, Jarek McKinnon at full strength, Dominique Swope, we could be talking about a different game.
Absolutely.
It's still going to be a challenge tomorrow with everyone banged up as they are.
And talk about a different game. I mean, you expect a shootout in this game, but Florida has not been scoring points this year. They are only averaging 19 points a game. They are 111th in the country in both scoring and total offense, and 101st in passing. You do not expect that from the Florida game.
No, with a freshman quarterback, the third-string quarterback, Morningwig, playing. His dad's an NFL coach, but still, he's very young, just moving in there. He is managing a game, and much of it he's managing on the ground.
Well, the Gators still are very tough on defense. They're 14th overall in the country. The Eagles are averaging 360 yards a game on the ground. That is the most in FBS or FCS. So that's going to be a great matchup there. And once again, the Eagles have been looking forward to this game all season, and they can't wait for it to get here tomorrow.
This is our national championship, really. This game is, it means a lot to us, you know. And Florida is a good team, you know, they're a great team. You know, there's a great contender, you know, we're just coming out here this week, you know, we're going to work hard, you know, go through our fundamentals, go through all the key plays that we need to run, and, you know, and this is going to be a great experience.
Okay. Well, the Eagles got that first road win of the season out of the way last week, so now they're looking for that first FBS win in the program's history. Well, Dow's got another friend.
Let's talk to Laney Claxton for a second, one of the longtime fans from the Greater Savannah Alumni Network. You and Dwayne, your husband, have been instrumental in that, and you guys have been on the road with this team for years and years. What is the uniqueness of Eagle Nation and these folks that travel week in and week out?
The Eagle Nation is truly a family. I feel like every game we go to is a family reunion, and I love seeing my Eagle friends and family at home and on the road. We've got an awesome crew here this weekend, and go Eagles!
Now, we get to leave the SoCon. Last week was the last SoCon game. Any memories you're going to have of leaving? And again, like I told Doc, let's leave the referees out of it. What are you going to remember? What do you look forward to in the Sun Belt?
Have a lot of awesome memories of our years in the SoCon, a lot of championships and great rivalries. I look forward to building new rivalries and getting to visit some new places and following my team.
There we go, and putting in some miles. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dow.
Appreciate it.
Go Eagles!
Well, I tell you what, it's also a big night for high school football all around the Coastal Empire and Low Country. When we come back on Tailgating, Christina Tuso is going to get us ready for the end zone.
This is Savannah, and this is Carl Gregory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Savannah. We've been in the automotive business right here in Georgia for over 25 years, founded on one simple philosophy: do business the right way, and always give our best price. You see, you can count on us for our best deal, that's for sure, but you can count on us for so much more, because Carl Gregory sells it. So come see us today at Carl Gregory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Savannah.
I got hurt in a car wreck and the insurance company tried to trick me into a tiny settlement. No way was it enough. I got hospital bills to pay and I need a car. I told them I deserve more. I'm calling Ken Nugent.
I made the insurance company pay him a lot more than their original offer. Don't let your insurance settlement go up in smoke. Call me right now.
My case was worth $300,000.
I'm attorney Ken Nugent. Now, I can't guarantee what your case is worth, but if you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. One call, that's all.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
Unclaimed freight notice this weekend at American Freight. Over 1,000 truckloads of living room furniture. 7-piece living room groups that include a sofa, love seat, coffee table, 2 end tables, and 2 designer lamps. You get all 7 pieces from only $398 complete. Free layaway, same-day delivery. Come to the loading docks this weekend only at American Freight in Savannah at 15,000 Abercorn Street. Look for the big American flag, 232-2229.
The next time you fake wearing your seatbelt, remember this. Cops have been trained to spot seatbelt violations even at night. And they don't give out fake tickets. Day or night, click it or ticket.
Well, it is playoff time in high school football, and WTC's Christina Tuso is going to take a look at some of the games that I'll be covering tonight on the End Zone.
It's week 2 of the postseason and the second consecutive week that the BC Cadets will enjoy home field advantage against Fitzgerald's Purple Hurricanes. This is no easy task, though. The Hurricanes have produced 62 winning seasons. They've been in the playoff 28 years, and they have 17 regional championships, the last in 2011. The Cadets will most likely have their hands full stopping the run game with a mobile quarterback who has 403 yards on 67 carries in just 7 games. And emotions will be running high for Richmond Hill's Wildcats tonight as they travel to Warner Robins. That's the same team that ousted them in the first round of the playoffs last year. Warner Robins will be focused on trying to slow down Wildcats quarterback Nick Fitzgerald. The guy has rushed for over 1,300 yards, 25 touchdowns, and thrown for over 550 yards. Also in 2A, the number 9 ranked Vidalia Indians will travel to Augusta to play Region 3 champs Laney. Coming into the playoffs, Laney had recorded 3 straight shutouts, the offense averaging 30 points a game. And don't forget, we've got your playoffs tonight for the End Zone at 11:30. For WTOC Sports, this is Christina Tuso reporting.
All right, well, WTOC's End Zone comes right on after the news at 11, and then make sure you join us tomorrow for a doubleheader of games. We've got East Carolina traveling to North Carolina State, and then an SEC contest at 3:30. Texas A&M and Johnny Manziel going to LSU. Just want to point out the SEC game will be shown in its entirety. If there's a run over on the ACC game, that will be on WTOC's 11.2.
And Georgia Southern fans may have a little more interest in that ACC game because the Wolfpack, North Carolina State, is Georgia Southern's first opponent. The next game coming up in 2014.
When they move up to the FCS. All right, well, they're excited about the game that's going to be here tomorrow, also an FBS game.
And as one of our friends here said, win, lose, or draw, the Gators will know the Eagles have been here, and that's definitely true tonight.
Game with WTOC is sponsored by Ken Nugent. One call, that's all. Georgia Southern. And by your local Ford dealer. Go further. Visit shopfordnow.com.